Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm in a dead zone right now.
What's going on?
I have no internet. All I have is my mobile data. My house is shut down, but check this out. Hold on. Ready for this?
Oh, I love it.
Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
CDC says I don't need it anymore.
Any more at all?
CDC says new guidelines from the CDC say that vaccinated people can now go indoors and outdoors without a mask.
Nice.
California is a little behind. California is going to be, I think they're lifting their mandate mid-June for now. That may happen earlier. I don't know. But the Center for Disease Control says that if you are vaccinated, if you're fully vaccinated, indoors and outdoors socially distancing doesn't apply.
Well, where I'm at, then everybody must be vaccinated.
So.
Or they're acting that way.
Right. You know what? By that logic, the Valley's been vaccinated for a year.
Everybody here too. Where I'll go into places and I feel like I'm dumb if I have it on.
I felt like that a couple times too. Like I've gone in and you know what though? I don't know if you've started to like read people when it comes to masks, but like I have, you know, like you can tell those that are like super against it and those that are super for it. So I had to have something done to my home the other day. And the person that was doing it was like super against masks, right? Well, I've had both my shots. So when they got here, I'm like, you know what? Like, I need to be on this guy's side as much as I can. So as soon as he showed up, and I'm like, oh, this guy is not a masker. So he has his mask on. I'm like, take that off. Shake my hand. Get on in here.
Ian Riley 3 months ago would not have done that.
No. I got to tell you, that vaccination makes me feel real bold.
Did I tell you about the older ladies who came in and they were all celebrating that they were vaccinated, getting all hammered? These ladies, they're like in their 70s, having a good old time. There's like 10 of them. And I'm like, what's the occasion? I asked one of them. She goes, we're all vaccinated. And I'm like,
we got our shot.
Cheers on.
I'm telling you, I'm going to get my Vax card laminated.
You should.
Here's what I don't understand. The Vax card is like an ID card now in a sense, you know? Like,
because you need it to travel.
Why did they make it like the least wallet-friendly card possible? Like
the kids' shot records, you have to keep their whole life, and it's this big yellow thing.
Like, what is this? Huh? Okay.
Every time I have to turn in the kids' shot records, I'm like, isn't there technology for this? Why am I carrying around this shot record for 12, 15 years?
Look at all this extra real estate that they give me for my wallet. What even is why? Because everything written on there is less than this little Amazon gift card. I feel like some forethought could have went into this.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I'm outraged, but I'm a little flummoxed.
You're not outraged. That's hilarious.
I am beyond.
My ex-husband's staying at my house this weekend, and everybody thinks it's so weird.
Yeah.
You still think it's weird after you've known us this long?
Only because I'm going through something similar right now, and I couldn't imagine it. Maybe in a couple of years, I'll think differently. But like right now, I think of that and I think, oh God, no.
Yeah, I guess everybody's different. But I was like, Joe's staying at my house for the weekend. And I was like, what? Why? I go, I'm staying at a friend's house, but he's staying at mine. They're like, I go, it's a kid's dad. What am I going to do? And they're like, we'll find him an Airbnb. So I had one friend yesterday looking for an Airbnb, and I kept telling her, I don't mind that he's staying at my house. We are different than other people. And she was like, but I know people, we'll get you an Airbnb. And I'm like, he's fine.
You know, okay, here's where they think
it's weird. Let me put this real quick.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do this. Did I write you this yesterday? So my friend here wants a certain type of whiskey. They don't sell it in California. So I wrote Joe because they sell it in Nevada, and he went to the store yesterday and picked me up this whiskey. So my girlfriend goes, so your ex-husband picked up whiskey for this guy? And I go, yeah. She goes, how do you get away with this crap? And she sees me FaceTiming him. Joe FaceTiming was like, is this the correct whiskey? And I go, yeah, I'll Venmo you. He goes, you don't need to Venmo me. And I go, it's not for me. It's for my friend. And he was like, all right, it's going to be $40. And I'm like, okay. So I Venmoed him.
So on that same token, I think where you're really missing out on an opportunity is that you're saving him a tremendous amount of money by letting him stay there. So what if you charged a quarter or even a smidge more than what he would be paying if you got an Airbnb? I'm just saying, like,
no, he's going to be here tonight.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that.
He's going to be here tonight and tomorrow. I'm making him get dinner both nights.
Oh, that's fair then. Yeah. Hey, did you know I was on, where was I at? I was on Paradise and Sutter yesterday over by Kansas. All right. Not the greatest area of town. But there's a steakhouse over there.
What's it called?
Like GK Steakhouse or something steakhouse. It's in Modesto. Now I don't have internet. I can't look it up. Right. But it said steakhouse, and I was doing a delivery, and I'm like, is that a steak? It says steakhouse. If it says steakhouse, they have to serve really good steaks, right?
Yeah. I assume when it says steakhouse, it's a good. I see in Modesto, I only have a GK Mongolian barbecue.
Look up Modesto Steakhouse. Maybe I'm wrong on the first two letters. It's not, because I know it's not the Mongolian barbecue place. But it's over on the.
I'll go Yelp and I'll put steakhouse in Yelp.
It's Kansas and Modesto. I know that.
Okay.
But it said steakhouse, but you know, the front of it did not look like a Morton's or a Ruth's Chris.
I've never even heard of it.
I haven't either.
You gonna go?
So it said steakhouse, bar, and grill, right? So I'm concerned now. Is it a steakhouse or is it a bar and grill? Because those are two very different things, and I don't think that you can marry steakhouse to bar and grill.
Steakhouse Bar and Grill. George's Steakhouse Bar and Grill. 1001 Kansas Avenue.
That's it. And the only reason I'm bringing it up is because if you use the phrase steakhouse, I feel like you need to bring it strong. You know, like you need sides that serve the whole table. You need those like $20 and $30 sides where like everybody really better love creamed broccoli. What are you looking at? What do you see?
It just looks like a steakhouse.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, if you're a Yelper,
I should Yelp it.
Yes.
Okay, I'll Yelp it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, it looks like I like steak and just a regular side salad, but maybe some of the people on Yelp don't.
I'll Yelp it.
Yeah.
I'll Yelp it. I feel like this is one of those things where I need to Yelp it.
So I come into town yesterday after I left y'all. I was in the valley for a little bit, and there's already a bunch of bikes up here because it's Frog Jump weekend. I pull in to park because I want to go see my friends downtown. I pull into park at the hotel, and it's loaded with bikes, right? There was one parking spot. So I turn around to go park in it, and I almost hit this super handsome guy in a truck, and I'm yelling at my Jeep, I am so sorry. I'm in front of all these biker guys. Oh, God.
In the Jeep, they can hear you.
He can hear me. And he can say, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And he's like, you're fine. But here's something that happened to me straight up to my face that hasn't happened to me in ever, because we all know how I feel about drugs, that I am a hard no. I don't judge anybody and your issues. I'm a hard no if it's outside of the weed drug area.
If you're into thin white lines, Madden's not into you.
No, not at all. And this guy in a tank top introduces himself, and then within seconds is like, I'm going to go take a bump. You want to come? And I'm all, no, I don't. Thanks anyway.
Yeah, I don't
like
know
bold. People are
that.
bold. I had never realized until my adult life how many people actually do coke. That's true. Because I think because I was so open about not wanting to be a part of that situation that nobody has ever told me, right? And then I became a grown human, and I'm like, God, a lot of people do this drug.
You know, okay, you know what's funny is that because we've talked about this on the show a whole bunch of times, right? Like I'm in recovery. I quit drinking a long time ago. I always thought that I lived pretty hard, you know, like I drank real hard, you know. But now as an adult and I'm getting to know other adults around me, I'm like, whoa, like I have my problems, but you guys have some problems.
Yes, Ian. Yeah. Yes.
Like I start to feel more responsible around some of my friends. I'm like, well, I'm the responsible one?
The person I hang out with the most up here, when he tells me like some of his past stories, I'm like, God, I thought I was the black sheep.
Right. Right.
What? You did what?
I start hearing some of these stories from some of my friends, and I'm like, whoa, like, you're welcome that I'm hanging out with you. You need me in your life. I'm a rock. I'm an anchor for you.
And I'm the good one here. This is not a good situation.
That is so true.
It is.
I
couldn't believe just wide ass out in the open. And I'm like, and here's the thing that I think upsets me the most is when there's people that I know and have hung out with for a while that are sitting there when this comes up that aren't fazed by it. So I know that they're part of that crowd as well. And I'm like, I don't want to hang out with you anymore. It's not for me. It's not for me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I feel you. Yeah, I was shocked at how many of my adult friends do things that, like, I don't know. I just thought that was something that a lot of us left back when we were teenagers, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, it's shocking to me when I look around and I'm the adult in the room. I'm like, oh, this is troubling.
Yes, I remember. God, it was like 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe 5. The first year I did Oakdale Rodeo. And I was hanging out with this one guy. We were hanging out the whole week, right? And then he was like, I'm going to go hang out with a friend. Do you want to come with me? So I go with him, and she's doing whippets. You know what whippets are?
Yeah.
And I look at this dude, and I'm like, aren't you like 45? Like, what are we in a room doing? You're doing whippets? I'm out. Bye. Bye.
You know, at 45, you know, for them, you got to do those quickly because their mom's going to pick them up at the park and ride in a half hour. So they only got like 20 minutes to get straight.
The only reason that situation even worked for me at all is because later, like in the future, me and some girlfriends went somewhere and we got out of the car and all those little whippet cans were on, like the little pops were on the ground. And I was the only one who knew what they were because we're grown adults.
You're like, oh, Robert was here a half hour ago.
Yeah. I go, those are whippets. They said, how do you know? And I go, not because I've done them, because here's why. I make poor decisions and go date stupid guys.
Because when I was dating Shane in Turlock, he couldn't stop himself from doing whippets.
How about that one guy I went out with, and I told him on our first date that I don't touch any other drugs, and then he brought out a plate of Coke the third date.
Yeah, this has got to be
eyes like with designs on it.
This has got to be the difference between men and women and dating. I think women put down their hard lines like, this is what I don't want to see when I'm dating, and then men just do it. Men put down hard lines. I don't want to be in a relationship. We're not getting married. And then women are just like, yeah, we are. I think we draw hard lines on different things. And I think the other one looks at those hard lines and goes, no. I think that's how that works.
The last guy I was dating, he told me that the woman he was dating before me is blow coke.
Yes.
What's blow? That she would do that, but not around him, blah, 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 right? But anytime I would be with a friend and take a puff off like one of their joints, he'd freak out. And I'm like, your last girlfriend didn't blow. Get out of my face.
Oh, man.
Mama just needs to go to sleep, man.
We are miles away from where we were in 1985. You know, in 1985, though, that was Scarface. I feel like that was a different time.
Dude, when that guy, and I looked at him and I go, and I was a total jerk about it. I go, no. And he looked at me like, don't be judgy. Yeah, I'm going to be judgy. I met you 5 seconds ago and you're asking me if I want a line. I'm good here. Do I look like a girl who does lines? If I did coke, I wouldn't be this big, but bye now.
Oh, man.
You had the thickest girl in here and asked her if she wanted a bump.
We got some nice weather along the way.
Yes.
Like temps around 80
Jennifer, that's what I'm saying. She's from Antigua too. Way more people do it than we know. Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful forever. I don't think it's ever gonna get cold. I think it's now summertime, right?
I think so. You know what I did last night? I turned my sprinklers on yesterday in my backyard. Like last evening, like around 8 o'clock. And then I went inside and I started making dinner and I started getting the kids ready for bed. And I got a text from a neighbor this morning that said, hey, I've been outside for about an hour and I'm hearing your sprinklers on. Is everything okay? So my sprinklers have been on now for about 9 hours.
Isn't there an ordinance in Modesto? Aren't you supposed to just be like having it like a certain time?
I forgot. I literally forgot.
That cried because you're staying?
What's that?
Is this the same neighbor that cried because you're staying?
Nobody got that joke. I even said crocodile.
I did. I didn't want to be mean because everybody was like, they're sad. They love you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, they don't. And I didn't want to be the jerk in the comments. So I was like, they're crying because you're staying, and that's not a good thing.
Who uses crocodile tears as a phrase? I do. Yeah, no, I my backyard's a little bit.
What's the one phrase that you used one time and people couldn't tell you were kidding? And well, how did you? Was it like flabbergasted?
Yeah.
Well, Riley doesn't say flabbergasted unless he's being sarcastic, y'all. And people were so mad at you, and I'm like, you said flabbergasted. How do they not know that this is a joke?
I can't remember what it was. I think it was, you know what? I think it was when my kid had his backpack thing happening.
Oh, I'm flabbergasted.
And I think I made a joke about because like they were getting so like dramatic about like what was in the backpack. And I was joking. I was like, were they flabbergasted? And somebody wrote in like, it's serious. Like
somebody sent us like a hate email, and I called you and I go, you use the word flabbergasted. And I remember for like a month, anytime we could fit flabbergasted into conversation, we would.
You're mad that I used the word flabbergasted. Honestly, I'm flummoxed. Possibly even vexed.
All right, you guys, happy Friday. Thanks for joining us on our Coke conversation and being flabbergasted. Now you all know where we stand on the Coke situation.
In case you're wondering, we have a hard line at no.
A hard line at the white line. All right, we'll talk to you guys at 8. Bye.
Bye, guys.